When you look at this overarching framework, what it really says is, looking from the top down, is that everything talent and employee related really starts with the overall business strategy. So we have our business strategy, looking long term, 3 to 5 years down the road. Where are we today? Where do we want to be? And then ultimately doing a gap analysis and putting together a roadmap as to how it is that we're going to get there. And part of that is really the key to our success is all of our employees. And that's the individuals, those are the individuals who are ultimately going to take us down that roadmap to achieve our overall objectives. And so we're putting together, again, a comprehensive talent management approach that aligns with that business strategy and thinking about the entire employee life cycle from hire to retire and everything that happens in between. So you start with the business strategy, you align that with the goals and objectives, you align all of your employees to the goals and objectives of the organization. So really helping everyone understand the big picture, what your role is in it, and then ultimately how you're going to be evaluated, recognized, and rewarded for your performance and your contributions. And when you think about talent acquisition, so it starts really with our interns. We have a number of our OCC interns here today, and then also our new hires who are coming from the outside, and also people who are being developed and promoted internally within the organization. And when you think about the whole life cycle, as I said, hire to retire, so it's really about getting the right people in the right jobs at the right time. And we truly do have a number of opportunities across the enterprise that certainly may be of interest. But once you're in the door, then it's really incumbent upon us as an organization to make sure that you're getting the appropriate professional and personal development in order for us as a company to motivate you, keep you engaged and developed both personally and professionally, and then ultimately to reward and recognize all of those contributions. So as I mentioned, starting off with the business strategy, it's really important to understand the big picture. What are the corporate goals and objectives? What is it that we're trying to achieve on an annual basis, and then also thinking longer term. So when we think about our goals and objectives, I'm really going to spend most of my time talking about this high-performance culture that we're trying to build. But it's also equally important to note, especially as a SIFMU, or systemically important financial market utility, that it's important that given some of the regulations that you've heard about, Dodd-Frank, Reg SCI, that we really have a strong and robust infrastructure, both from a technology perspective, as well as really strengthening our risk and control environment. Promoting operational excellence. OCC is an iconic organization in Chicago that's been around for over 40 years. As the only clearinghouse for the options industry, we essentially operate as the internal back office functions, if you will, for all of the options exchanges. And operational excellence has been something that we've been noted for the entirety of the company's existence. Building the culture we'll talk about in more detail, and the programs and processes and systems that are going to be put in place to help support and enable that transition. And then ultimately, being innovative and being a thought leader within capital markets and within the clearing industry. Our purpose as a company is to ensure confidence in the financial markets and the broader economy. So I'm sure you've all heard the term as it relates to the big banks about being too big to fail. What it means being a SIFMU is that we're too important to fail. So we are the only clearinghouse within the options industry. So if we failed to exist or we failed to operate, it could have a devastating impact on the economy and the overall financial markets at large. So when you think about it in those terms and you think about the magnitude and the complexity of our business, that's kind of important what we do. So we take our jobs very seriously, and ultimately, again, too important to fail. That when strategy, structure, and culture are all in alignment, that's when organizations really achieve peak performance. And part of this, so when we talk about the structure, again, it's all of you. It's our employees. It's aligning the organization, having the right people in the right jobs with the right skills and abilities at the right time that ultimately help the organization to grow, to be successful, and for individuals to achieve their overall career objectives and to grow both personally and professionally. So clearly, looking to ensure that all of those things are in line, our vision, our purpose, our strategy, having all of the right people, that we're able to attract and retain top talent in order to achieve our goals and objectives, and then ensuring that we're behaving each and every day in accordance with our values is really what brings everything in line and ultimately what drives our overall organizational success. And so I wanted to go back to the employee life cycle a little bit that you saw from the very first slide and sort of that left side of the continuum with the talent acquisition team. So as I mentioned, we've got a couple of folks here from my talent acquisition team, and we really are committed to recruiting and hiring top talent. We have a lot of opportunities available across the organization. We're not traders, we're not broker-dealers. Again, we have control functions and all of this corporate support functions acting as the clearinghouse for the exchanges, but really a very exciting time to be joining the organization with the ongoing organizational cultural transformation that we're in the midst of. And part of our efforts, if you look at all of the different pieces of the puzzle here along the bottom, those are really all of the things that really create a very compelling employee value proposition for why one might want to come and join OCC. We offer a competitive benefits package. We have a lot of very smart and very talented people who have a lot of domain and industry-specific experience, a lot of knowledge and expertise across the business that you can learn from, and ultimately a dynamic work environment, industry leadership, and really a meaningful purpose, as we mentioned, why we're in existence, why we operate. In addition to that, one thing that's really very critical when you think about your career are ongoing career development opportunities and the types of training and development that you might need to build your skill set, build your toolbox of skills and experience that you're going to need in order to advance in your career. We're in the process of building out a very comprehensive learning and development framework at OCC that encompasses a number of different areas, in particular for employee development. We just recently launched what we're calling a Foundations for All program that is really options industry education. So it's not only education about joining OCC and the organization, how best to assimilate into our business and to learn the industry, but it's also, or learning our business, but it's also a 6-month comprehensive educational program about the options industry itself. As Doug noted, it's quite complex and very sophisticated, obviously. And, it's important that we're doing our part to help our employees not only learn the business, but also learn the organization so that you could be as efficient and productive and as effective as you can as early as possible after joining the organization. We're also engaging in OCC Academies, which are basically quarterly speaker series that talk about broad-based industry topics. We have leaders from across the organization presenting on broad-based topics and learning from your peers and having the opportunity to network with senior leaders across the organization and also with your peers and your colleagues. So that program thus far has been successful. And we're just about to launch a new learning management system that has a very comprehensive database of over 350 on-demand e-learning opportunities so that you can build and develop your skills in a number of different areas across various functions as you continue to develop in your career. And then we're also in the process of overhauling our mentoring program as well and really looking to align and partner employees who are earlier on in their career with more senior leaders to provide career coaching and feedback and ongoing counsel and advice as you continue to advance and to help you make good decisions about different career opportunities that you might be considering. And then the last thing that I wanted to touch on is our charitable giving. We know it's important to all of our employees as part of our overall employee value proposition to basically be involved in philanthropic activities and charitable opportunities in the communities in which we operate, and to really not just work in the neighborhoods that we do, but also to be part of the community and to engage in social and corporate responsibility. So we are committed, and we've recently revamped our program to focus on organizations at risk. The sole purpose of OCC's existence is to mitigate risk in the markets. And so we thought that it would be best to identify closely with our mission as an organization as well from a charitable perspective to focus on organizations that also support those that are benefit those that are at risk. So we're looking to establish long-term partnerships where our employee volunteer activities and contributions will truly make a difference. And then ultimately, I'm excited to share that we recently implemented an employee give back program to create volunteer opportunities for our employees as well to participate in community days of service. So with that, and after hearing about some of that, I hope that you will consider coming and joining the OCC team. Thank you.